Okay, good morning class. Once again we are here with a new video. The chapter which we are going to discuss today is tissues, and to start with we'll talk about flat tissues. So first, what is a tissue? First thing arises the question is, what is a tissue? So we can define tissue as a group of cells having common origin and performing similar functions are known as tissue. Group of cells having common origin and performing similar function. 3 points. Group of cells having common origin and performing similar functions are called tissues. You can note it down. Then if we divide tissues broadly, then there can be two types of tissues depending upon their origin. Number one is plant tissue and number two is animal tissue. So to start with today's topic, we will be discussing about plant tissues. So there are a lot of difference between animal tissue and plant tissue which we have discussed in the last chapter. Plant tissue is one which has a larger vacuole, but animal cell and plant cell. First thing, animal cell lacks cell wall, plant cell has cell wall. The nucleus is larger in case of plant cell, but in case of animal cell, nucleus is vacuole is smaller. The nucleus is pushed towards the corner in case of plant cell, while in case of animal cell, the nucleus is centrally located. And there are many more differences which you can get in the book. We had already discussed it in our earlier classes. So let us categorize plant tissues. So plant tissues are categorized in two groups. First is meristematic tissues and the second is permanent tissues. So meristematic tissues are the one which show a very high rate of growth. Do you understand this? Meristematic tissues are the one which show a very high rate of growth. Means they can divide at a faster rate. But in case of permanent tissues, these cells do not divide at a faster rate. But I should say the rate of division in permanent tissues is comparatively very low. So we'll discuss about permanent tissues in our further classes. Today we are going to talk about meristematic tissues. So we have divided meristematic tissues in three parts. Number one is apical meristematic tissue. Number one is apical meristematic tissue. Number two is intercalary meristematic tissue. And number three is lateral meristematic tissue. These all are being found in plants only. So be careful, we are talking strictly about plant cells, plant tissues or organism, that is plant. So we have divided meristematic tissue into three forms: apical, intercalary and lateral. If we take a diagrammatic representation, consider this to be a plant. So apical is this top. This region is called apical region. Apex means the topmost region, and that topmost region can be of stem, it could be of roots, or it could be of branches. The apex means the topmost or the end of something. That could be of a stem, a root, or a branch. So that is an apical meristematic tissue. This is apical meristematic tissue. Then comes the sides. these sides, these are called lateral. When we say the lateral side, means the margins of it are called the lateral one, and the space bounded by the lateral one is called intercalary. So you see, this diagram denotes the exact location of these three types of tissues where they are found. Now, let us talk about the functions of each, the features of each. And this is the thing which you need to learn, which you need to remember. We will be talking about a lot number of tissues in this chapter. We will talk about plants, the classifications, then animals, and the classification of their tissues. And you need to remember all. So starting with apical meristematic tissue. Number one, they are the growing parts of the plant. It gives rise to permanent cells. It increases in length of the stem and the roots. So, talking about the first part, apical meristematic tissue. This is the growing part of the stem. Though I have written stem, but I should write roots and branches also, because they are found at the, if this is the stem, this is the apical region, and at this apical region there is presence of apical meristematic tissue. These are the tissues which will divide at a very faster rate and will help the plant to grow quickly. This is the one which will help the plant to grow quickly. If we cut this part 2 or 3 times, we see the length of the plant ceases. It stops growing upwards and starts to branch out. It starts to branch out. This is a general practice in our gardens. So this is the growing part of stem, roots and branches. Number 2, it gives rise to permanent cells or tissues. As this plant, this apical meristematic tissue start growing, as they get old, these are the ones which will get converted into permanent tissues. We'll talk about it later. Then it is helping in increasing the length of stem and the roots. It is helping in to increase the length of the stem, roots and branches. The main function is it divides quickly and helps to increase the length. Then intercalary. This helps in elongation of organs. The organs lie inside the cells. There are many types of cells or tissues which are lying inside the plant body, and these are going to help them to increase, and then they are found in between the nodes and internodes. So if this is a plant, you must have seen there are margins. These margins are known as nodes, and the gap between this margin is called the internode. Okay, so these are found between the nodes and the internodes. Then talking about lateral meristematic tissue. Obviously, see, they are found at the sides. That means they will help to increase the breadth of the plant. Okay, so this helps in increase the girth of the stem and roots. Girth means the diameter. See, as a plant, this will help in growth of the height. This will help in growth of the breadth, and then the third, that is intercalary, will help to have the growth of the inner line organs of the plant. Okay, all the things that in plant need to grow as the time lapses. So this will help to increase the height, this the diameter, and this will help the growth of inner line parts. This is all for And the next class we'll be discussing about permanent tissues. Till then,